teen pregnancy is being normalized and it's getting dark. Sheesh. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think that teen pregnancy was actually being normalized, like, at all, because I thought we weren't having enough kids. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of the internet. You know, I believe that we're not populating the earth to the amount to keep things moving, based off of just what I heard. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we about to find out today, and we about to find out what's going on with teen pregnancy and all that stuff. But as always, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I thank you guys for all the love and support, for real. Now let's get into the video.
Can we just normalize teen parenting at this point, because it's a normal thing? We are girls, we're human. That's what we made for.
Why do y'all want to normalize kids getting?
That's what we made for is crazy. That's crazy to say on the World Wide Net. You know what I mean?
Pregnant.
The arguments that I keep seeing are, well, you hit puberty at this time, your body does this, you're da-da-da-da. Just because your body is ready to do something does not mean your mind is.
Tell me why they mad at me. Why are you mad at me? Because I don't like promoting teen pregnancy. What? Y'all are weirdos.
Social media has made documenting teen pregnancy easier than ever.
This is what I'm packing in my hospital bag as a 13-year-old pregnant teen.
Get dressed with me as a 16-year-old that's 30 weeks pregnant.
Get ready with me to go to an ultrasound while 16 and 28 weeks pregnant.
And as it's become easier to share, it's also become easier for people to justify.
Can we just normalize teen parenting at this point, because it's a normal thing? We are girls, we're human. That's what we made for. Not really made for, but like, you know what I'm trying to say.
There's some chatter online about normalizing teen pregnancy, usually coming from the teen mothers themselves.
Y'all, here's why we should normalize teen pregnancy.
Listen, there's a girl that went to my high school. Was it high school? Yeah, she went to my high school, freshman year of high school, right? So I switched schools, so I didn't like fully go to that school the whole time, but so I switched schools. But freshman year of high school, there was a girl that was already preggers. Yes, already preggers as school started. You know what I'm saying? That girl now, I promise you guys, I saw her Instagram like 2-3 months ago, bro. She got like 3-4 kids, bro. She got like 3-4 kids, and when I tell you chop shit, I hope she don't see it. She won't see this shit, but she won't see this video. But when I tell you chop shit, bro, chopped shit. Like, shit's not looking good for her. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Teen pregnancy did not do her well. There is one girl that got pregnant right after high school. She doing good. You know what I'm saying? I remember in high school, I was trying to rock with her. She wasn't fucking with the boy. You know what I'm saying? A couple months later, she pregnant. Ah, shit. But she doing good. Every other girl that I saw get pregnant like early on in life, for the most part, they're pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? So I don't think that it's the best play, because it kind of, the time where you're supposed to be finding your best mate, your best partner, and, you know, building a life together, or, you know, setting the ground to build a life together, you're not able to do that because you had a baby with someone that wasn't willing to spend the rest of their life with you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing goes for the guys then. You know what I'm saying? He might end up in a place now he fucking paying child support for the rest of his life, and he mad as fuck, or not rest of his life, but for 18 years paying child support, he's never able to really get ahead. He can't save no money. He didn't even have enough time to fuck up in life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like until you get to the, like, from 18 to fucking 26, 27, you're gonna fuck that shit off, brother. You're good. If you're 18 to like 26, 27, bro, you can fuck that whole shit off and still actually be fine and fucking make hella fucking money and be a millionaire. You can really just fuck that time off. But you can't even fuck your shit off because you gotta take care of a kid, and if you stay with the baby moms, which most of the time it don't be like that, you don't even get a chance to fuck your shit off and actually be able to grow later on. You know what I'm saying? You just fucked off everything. So type shit. Let's stop with the yap. You know what I mean? But type shit.
And this has sparked a growing conversation, one that's quickly turning into pushback, debate, and very strong opinions.
Sorry to burst some of y'all's bubbles, but yes, it is actually very embarrassing to be pregnant as a teenager.
Y'all over here getting pregnant? And it's okay? When was this normalized?
Now look, I'm not gonna lie and make it seem like we're going back to the 2000s where teen pregnancy had a reputation to uphold. Crazy. Today, teen pregnancy rates are actually at a historical low.
Yeah. It's an undeniable trend. Fewer Americans are having babies.
Everything from less unintended teen pregnancies, that's a good thing, to women possibly having more kids later in life, and the cost to have children. All of it put together is likely why there are declining fertility rates, not only in the United States, but worldwide.
And with birth rates continuing to decline, the conversation around who is having babies is being questioned more and more. And the answer to that question is...
You know what the truth is, though? And I don't know if this is a crazy take, but I feel like the birth rates going down is only going to cause one thing to happen. It's going to cause another boom later on, because birth rates are going down. We don't have enough, people to be inside of these jobs and so on and so forth. So the people's salaries are going to end up going up. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and then when the economy is good, that's when people start having babies. And then it's kind of like, oh, we're having too many babies. There's not enough jobs to go around. Salaries become bad and so on and so forth. I feel like it's just a cycle that is just inevitable at this point. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a controversial take, but yeah, I feel like, hey, people having less babies, that just shows that this ain't a fucking good time to have babies. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to push out a baby a nigga can't afford to have a baby. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then especially if I have a baby, I want to be with my baby's mom for the rest of my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you gotta be set to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be money or being emotionally stable, and you just gotta fucking. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the time, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. This is a bad time for that shit. But anyway.
Starting to move in a direction none of us were expecting.
We still have 3.6 million births a year, but the problem is teens and young adults. From ages 15 to 19, the fertility rate is down 7%, meaning we're telling people that are young not to have babies, to wait till they're in a more stable life situation.
This video isn't about teen pregnancy itself. It's about what happens when a system we've been relying on starts to fall apart. So if you thought this was just another video about kids these days, you're in for a rude awakening. Because once you see how the old timeline failed, you'll realize that the rules we've been following were just an 80-year-old social experiment. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. Now, to really understand how we got here, we would usually start from the beginning.
I'm gonna show y'all her name right quick, right here, just so y'all know right here. Janae Danielle. Y'all go lock in with Janae. She be having some good ass videos, I'm not gonna lie. She be on some good ass videos. Y'all lock in with her. Y'all lock in with me too. You feel me? I know y'all bougie, but y'all can lock in with me too. Oh shit, bro. I shouldn't have did that. That shit was not it, huh?
But there's something happening right now that changes how we look at all of this. Most people don't realize, but your personal data is being sold online right now.
W ad. She going crazy with the ad with the Atticers, huh? Damn.
For it to happen too. And I'm not exactly saying that people didn't exist at that age. I mean, the way we understand age right now, that wasn't how life was set up back then.
Teenagers actually were not even a thing as far as a demographic of people until after World War II. So prior to World War II, young people were called youth, young man, young woman. That's what they were called. And they lived up to it. They wanted to be like their parents. They dressed like their parents, talked like their parents, and wanted the responsibility that their parents had.
Before the 1940s, the separation between being a child and an adult looked very different. And when I say child, I'm mainly speaking about the 13 to 24 age range, which, believe it or not, a century ago was all grouped into one single jumbled up category called adolescence.
We were just children. And then all of a sudden, we were supposed to be adults. in the early years of the 20th century, this new stage of life was defined between childhood and adulthood, and that stage of life was initially called adolescence. And this separate stage of life, having been defined, caused problems for actual real-time adolescence. If we're different, if we're something between childhood and adulthood, what are we? What could we be?
Imagine being a 20-year-old man shipped off to the front lines of a world war, and the world still considered you nothing more than a toddler with 2 decades of experience. Nevertheless, even though you were technically considered young, there were a lot of responsibilities that made sure the youth in you didn't stay youthful for long.
Magazines like Life encouraged the strict conformity of post-war social norms in their coverage of teenage life, especially the girls. In one photo, one of the essay's twins is shown seriously concentrating on hanging laundry with an accompanying statement about how 1947 teens think of marriage much more seriously than their wartime equivalents.
There was massive pressure to basically hit fast forward on your life and just start doing the things only grown-ups were supposed to do. And playing house was one of them.
Helen and Hal were only 17 when I married them. Hal had finished high school, and then he joined the army for 2 years to get his military service out of the way. He asked Helen to marry him a week before he entered the army. Now that suited Helen just fine. Married life was pretty tough for Helen. Then the baby arrived.
Because when you're 17, married, and holding a newborn baby, the world isn't going to see you as a teenage mom. At least, not back in that era. But that started to change later in the 1940s. New economic changes were pulling kids out of these factories and wars, and were putting more of them in high schools.
One of the major contributors to the creation of the culture of teenagers was the public school system. Between 1920 and 1936, the number of teenage students in high school more than doubled from 30% enrolled to 60%. Enrollment in high school, rather than being forced to work alongside adults, gave teenagers a unique opportunity to develop their own culture as they spent more time in school with their peers on a daily basis than they did at work or with family.
Surrounded by hundreds of other kids with nothing to do but talk to each other. That adult influence that once made kids little adults started to be erased. Here's the thing, these kids didn't want to be little adults anymore. So they did the very thing future generations would soon follow to do, which is rebel.
And during that time prior to World War II, that there was someone who was a delinquent, who was skipping school, being lazy, being disrespectful to authority figures. Those people were given a derogatory term. And that derogatory term was the word teenager. That's right. Teenager was actually a derogatory term. It meant delinquent, someone who wasn't turning out right.
This generation is basically tasting freedom. They're finally being able to experience what they now know is a teenager. You can't tell them to go back to being distinguished whippersnappers. I'm so happy I finally got an excuse to use that word, whippersnapper. It's just so fun. They tried but failed, and the world was watching the birth of a brand new force. The American Teen Rebellion.
Juvenile delinquency now is recognized as a major problem by the top law enforcement officials of the land.
Our young people are getting out of hand everywhere.
Well, I know, Mrs. Robinson. Every report I get from the field tells me how enormous the problem is. But no amount of law enforcement can solve a problem which goes straight to the home. The solution isn't in arresting these youngsters. It's up to the parents to give them a home life which will be free from the temptation to delinquency.
That man said it's up to the parents, right? But isn't that how these kids rebelled in the first place? Because the parents and societal pressures made them adults with bills and babies at 17. That tension didn't go away.
The teenagers, maybe I'm tweaking, but it sounded like the teenagers, before they were called teenagers, they were just adults. Before then, before there was the teenager even a word, it sounded like they were going straight to work and them niggas was just handling business. They wanted to be like their parents. They wanted to go to work. They wanted to do these things. And once it was time, these niggas got in there and started fucking working. That's what it sounds like. Then they started going to school. That's when they started rebelling and doing whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They had time on their hands. So were they rebelling against going to school and being like regular kids instead of just going straight to being adults? Or were they rebelling against their parents for wanting them to be adults? See, that's what it sounds like she's saying, but that doesn't really, I don't know, maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe I lost the plot a little bit somewhere, but it sounds like the kids have more time on their hands to do wild shit, and they were in bigger groups with each other to do wild shit and, you know, do hood rat shit with their friends. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Okay.
way though. There was just this in between now where your grown-up reality and your high school schedule were clashing. You could be a legal wife and mother, but a high school dropout at the same time.
Jeff, isn't that Eileen?
A lot of this though don't include black people. A lot of this does not include black people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing a lot of black people within this at all, actually. So I don't know what black people are doing around this time. Probably the same shit, but you know what I'm saying? When it comes to our DNA and our past traumas and our past, you know, shit of that nature, I don't know if this is in my, you know, in my DNA personally. But type shit is in the DNA of the United States, because we're all one big unit. There we go. So that counts as something, you know what I mean? Type shit. Anyway.
Yeah, sure is. Baby and all.
Gee, I haven't seen her since she left school. That looks like Mary and Jeff. I wonder if they'll say hello to me. Maybe they'll cross the street so they won't have to.
Hi,
Mary. Hi, Jeff.
How are you? Nice to see you again.
Is she a lot of trouble, Eileen? Well, it's tiring. Sometimes I wish we had had more time to work things out.
And we talk about this like it's ancient history, but this was the reality for the women who raised us. They lived in a world where you were old enough to be a mother, but too scandalous to be a student. I actually sat down with my grandmother to ask her what it was like to live through that shift. What age did you feel like you had to stop being a kid and start being an adult?
I'm the age of 14.
Damn.
Couldn't be no kid no more. I had to take care of myself, my husband, and a child.
Were you able to go to high school? Were you pregnant while you were in high school?
I couldn't go to school, you know, being pregnant. They had special schools for pregnant teenagers at that time.
What those schools did, removing the teenage girls whose bellies were too much of a distraction, it showed how important the teenage brand was. And it showed just how far they would go to protect what they originally created. And eventually, instead of making these pregnant teens invisible, they just made them an example.
First, we were all surprised, you know. Everybody looked at like, Carol Clute is pregnant? Because at the time she wasn't married, you know.
Carol is a sweetheart, and Dave is a really nice kid, and they both deserve the best. But they're in a situation now, a real fine.
Some people, there's rumors at school saying that he didn't really love me, and they're just stupid little rumors that people pick up so they talk about me.
Gone was the era of young motherhood, okay? That wasn't a thing anymore. Now it was teen pregnancy, and they called it a crisis.
The most recent numbers available show that in Guilford County in 2006, 992 girls between the ages of 10 and 19 became pregnant. Local health officials say the numbers have fallen steadily for more than a decade. But the Centers for Disease Control reports the U.S. still has one of the highest teen pregnancy rates among industrialized countries.
At this point, you were...
Yeah, it was a teen pregnancy epidemic. And once it got there, that's where kids started teaching their children, you shouldn't have kids too early because I had kids too early. My mom had kids too early. Don't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that also leads to why we're kind of in a situation where people aren't getting together. They're not getting married as much. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to keep a steady relationship. You know what I'm saying? It leads to those things as well. But also, back then, if you had a baby, you were kind of expected to get married to that motherfucker instantly. Like, we married and we building a family. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of crazy dynamic, to be honest. But yeah, we're just not having kids anymore.
Either a student or a statistic. And those quiet disappearances that my beautiful grandmother mentioned earlier, that evolved into public scandals, turned into movies, TV shows, PSAs, news reports, and cautionary tales.
Honestly, I feel like there wasn't enough fear put behind this shit. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared to do the nasty for a huge portion of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it wasn't even from my parents or any family, or it was from, I have an uncle, right? He was probably like 4 years older than me, right? I remember he was the person I went to at like when I was super duper young. I had to be probably like 9 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that uncle, he fucked me up. He fucked me up in the sense like, I wear socks everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just ingrained in my brain now. You know what I'm saying? I used to walk around barefoot all the time. And he was like, oh, you can't be walking around barefoot outside because there's little worm parasites that come out of the floor and go into your foot. And they'll kill you. Nigga, boom! I'm done, nigga. Fuck! What? There are little bugs going to the bottom of my toes and kill a nigga? What the fuck? Nigga, been wearing socks ever since, bro. To this day, I don't walk around barefoot, bro. You know what I'm saying? I probably need to ground myself to, touch the earth. You know what I mean? I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit because that shit fucked me up. And it fucked me up early on. And also, I came to him and I said, I asked him, I said, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. What's sex? You know what I'm saying? And he said, oh, it's something that you do and then you get AIDS and die. Let me repeat that to you. Let me repeat that shit to you. It's something that you do, then you get AIDS and die. Nigga, huh? Nigga started itching like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Engraved in my brain. This shit send fear down my fucking spine. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga like really feared that shit. And I think it ingrained into my body. And that's why, I'm not over here slinging and cracking and lacking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not a part of me at this point. You know what I'm saying? I got that fear instilled into me. And I feel like other motherfuckers probably ain't get that same fear instilled into them. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the fear very early on to where it extended into my life. And I didn't even know it was still extended into my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. That's some shit like, that shit fucked me up so bad. A nigga thought, a nigga thought that like, nigga thought I thought I had some shit before I ever did anything. I was nigga 12 years old, like, oh my god, when I touched my pee-pee that one time, I might have, no shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real crazy shit. And that shit fucked me up a little bit. But hey, it didn't fuck me up that bad. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it kept me from slinging, and splatting everywhere. You know what I'm saying? On every shorty I could. Hey, you trying to crack? You know what I'm saying? So hey, shout out to my dog. Shout out to my uncle that told me that shit, man. Anyway.
Especially when there was the case of the pregnancy pact, and if you don't know what that is, just know it shook the nation.
Now to a disturbing story out of Gloucester, Massachusetts. There's been a dramatic increase in teenage pregnancies there, and authorities think they know why. Some say the high school girls planned it as part of a secret pact.
17 girls at Gloucester High School not only got pregnant, but according to some, it was no accident. School officials discovered the pregnancy pact after some girls seemed disappointed that their pregnancy test from the school nurse came back negative.
And by the early 2010s, the messaging reached a boiling.
How they convince the dudes to do that? How they told the dudes like, oh, I told all my girlfriends that I was about to get pregnant. Are you going like really going or what? You know what I'm saying? How does that even work? How does that happen? Nigga ain't worried about his own well-being? I mean, when you young, you stupid. You stupid as fuck, honestly. Pregnancy pact. Oh my gosh. I guess they was doing anything to get out of school at that point. Like, I could just have a baby and I don't gotta go to school no more. Fuck it, we ball or something.
Point. Schools and media needed these babies to stop having babies. It's gone too far. And I'm pretty sure they were doing what they could with educating them. Sex ed classes were in every high school in the country at this point, but educating wasn't enough. So they started to traumatize these kids with the cold, hard truth.
What does this ad say to you? Dad, you'll be paying to support me for the next 20 years.
Wow. Dude, these are pretty blunt.
Honestly, Mom, chances are he won't stay with you.
That would really get my attention.
This is a new ad campaign by health officials in New York City. It's
fuck
stunning
is
teens
this?
and shocking parents in the Big Apple and here at home.
So now we have to ask ourselves, did all that trauma and public shaming from the past actually work? Well, if we look at the statistics, we could say yes, because the numbers have dropped lower than ever before. But if we look at our phones, that answer feels a little deceiving.
What my day looks like as a 15-year-old who's 37 weeks and can definitely feel it.
Get ready for me to go to school.
I bet the fuck you could feel it. That nigga got a fucking 2-story crib in that motherfucker, boy. What the fuck? The fuck, boy? Damn, that's a skinny ass nigga too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She birthing a Funko Pop, my nigga. Oh, shit. Nah. What the fuck is this? Alien. She birthing a motherfucking alien, my nigga. That nigga in there, feet up. Nigga in that bitch, feet to the sky, just chilling. Nigga taking a nap. You know what I'm saying? Eating for the free. That nigga vibing. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be a big kid. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker gonna come out 10 pounds. You feel me?
Get ready for me to go to school. 29 weeks pregnant at 16 years old.
I'm gonna do a get ready with me, and while I'm doing it, I'm gonna talk about how I found out I was pregnant at 14.
Y'all know I usually blur babies' faces, right? Well, it's so jarring that not only do I have to blur the baby's face, but I have to blur the other baby's face because these are kids. And before I even take my next breath, let me quickly say, this portion of the video is not to shame these teen mothers. It's so much more complex than that. It's to show you how social media is now being used to flip the script and make teen pregnancy look normal.
No, these are teen moms that have figured, damn, what I'm doing is so out of the norm, I could probably get views and clout off of it and hopefully monetize off of it. Also, them trying to convince themselves that this shit is okay when this shit is not fucking okay. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not cool. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things, like, if you're already in it, all you have to do is embrace it. That's all you can do. You know what I mean? Type shit.
Almost expected, like it was back in the day.
Can we just normalize teen parenting at this point, because it's a normal thing. We are girls, we're human. That's what we made for. Not really made for, but like, you know what I'm trying to say.
No, we cannot normalize teen pregnancy. Absolutely not.
He getting... Who you getting pregnant, bruh? I'm cooked. Damn, I'm cooked, bruh. I'm cooked, bruh. My motherfucking internet footprint, my nigga. Damn. Go off, bro. Let me hear what you talking about, brother. Let me hear you, brother.
There is way more things to do with your life as a teenager than getting pregnant.
And when we see young girls talking this boldly about a situation this heavy, and then on top of that, they double down.
Somebody in my comments asked me if I still want to normalize teen pregnancy. My mind ain't never changed. Yes, I still want to normalize teen pregnancy. We all are human.
A teen that's not pregnant, I don't think would be trying to normalize teen pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? They want to normalize it so that they don't feel ostracized from society. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things that we also don't necessarily want to not ostracize them from society, because then more people are going to do that shit because it's going to become normalized. You know what I mean? So, like, either she is a teen parent or she ready to be a teen parent. She about to be a teen parent. You know what I'm saying? Or she doing all this shit for clicks and clout, and she don't even want to be a parent. Because why the fuck you ain't a teen parent if you trying to normalize that shit, trying to make that shit normal? That's like a video I saw the other day. A nigga walked up to some, it was some older women. They had like picket signs, and they were talking about, what do they say? Adopt. It was like adopt children instead, you know, and they got the picket signs, they're out there protesting and shit, you know what I'm saying? And the dude walked up and he said, oh, okay, like, this is beautiful, like, I like this, like how many kids have you adopted? She said, none. Oh, type shit, okay, whatever. How many kids have you adopted? No, all my kids are mine. All your kids are yours? How you want a niggas to adopt? You won't even consider kids that are not yours. Fuck is we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Okay. Nope. Damn. There's 4 of them. Okay, shit. Anyway, type shit. On to the next. How many, next one said, oh, I wish I could, but I can't. Why the fuck you can't? The fuck did you do? Do you have a felony or something? You over here trying to get motherfuckers to adopt and you not even adopting. How are you trying to spread a word that you know, good message, wrong messenger type shit? The last woman, also said that her kids were hers. You know what I'm saying? Implying that kids that aren't yours type shit. Anyway, but yeah, it's kind of one of those things like, sometimes you need the right messenger for certain messages. You feel me? But anyway, I digress.
I mean, women, whatever the case may be, you know what you getting yourself into when you do, and just stuff like that. Like, I really don't know why y'all making a big deal. Like, it's gonna happen, it happens. They be like, let them have their teenage years and have fun and shit. You can still have fun and do what you gotta do with a baby.
The reality of teenhood feels like it's going off script. And it wasn't until I started digging a bit deeper into this topic that I realized just how scary it's getting. But first, I need to paint the picture for you. If you were in public school around the mid-2010s, I feel like we can all recall that one girl, maybe group of girls, that wanted to be pregnant. I know it sounds weird, but as young girls playing with baby dolls and seeing it on TV, trust me, it wasn't a brand new phenomenon that a young girl was already picking out baby names and romanticizing a lifestyle she wasn't ready for.
My name is Victoria, and I'm 15 years old, and I don't care what my mama says, I'm gonna have a baby. I will do whatever it takes to take care of my baby. If it has to come out to constituting my body, then so be it. My mama thinks that I'm not ready to have a baby, but I have everything my baby will need. I'm not just having sex with one, not...
Yo, these shows were sick. I'm not gonna lie, I remember being young watching this shit. These shows were sick, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They was coming on there saying anything, doing anything. I was hoping a lot of this shit was fake. You know what I'm saying? This is back before you could really track motherfuckers down and shit. I was hoping a lot of this shit was fake, cause shit, the shit that I was seeing on Maury and shit, bro. Y'all, I grew up in the transition time between now and, you know what I'm saying, you know, the fucking old age. I don't know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, whatever the fuck. But shows, you actually had to catch shows. You had to watch shows when they were on type shit. Like, you couldn't just watch whatever the fuck you wanted when you wanted to. So, during bad times, a nigga watching Maury. A nigga sitting there watching Maury, seeing motherfuckers run out. You are not the father, shorty. She skedaddled, boy. You know what I'm saying? No, running into the wall, my nigga, dropping down to her knees. No. You knew damn well that nigga, there's a possibility that nigga wasn't the fucking father. You know what I'm saying? Fuck we got going on. But, yeah, bro, I was watching this shit. This shit was sick. Oh my gosh. There used to be this one show called Deco Drive. That shit wanted me to, I wanted to blow my shit smooth off every time that shit came on, bro. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Deco Drive? Let me know if y'all remember Deco Drive. It might have been just a Miami thing, but, like, I was like, bro, I fucking hate this show. I don't even remember what they were talking about. It was just, like, so, like, oh my gosh. Hated when that shit came on. But anyway, I'm yapping.
2, but 3 different guys. My life dreams are to drop out of school, to be on Girls Gone Wild, and to have my baby.
With the occasional pop-ups on the Maury Show and Dr. Phil, most of those thoughts stayed in the back of the mind, in the back of the classroom. But today, those thoughts are on the For You page.
I was 18 telling everyone around me, I'm gonna be a superstar, and everybody's going, yeah, whatever, she's an egomaniac, and then, haha.
The urge to become a teen mommy, but I can't because society won't accept it. Fine, I wish I could be a teen mom.
I came across a side of TikTok where the want to be a teen mom is a lot more common than I thought. With thousands of likes and hundreds of comments with too many likes for my liking, just a few of them read, I feel like it's my purpose. This commenter searched up teen parenting routines on TikTok because they wanted to be one so bad.
That's the thing though. Like, I feel like that's my purpose. If that's your purpose, fucking just live life. You know what I'm saying? Find the right person, get married, and then live out your purpose, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just how life fucking works. You can't do shit too early. You know what I'm saying? It all has to be in the right timing. Like, that could be your purpose. Like, to raise children, if you really feel like, I want to raise children, I want to love them, I want to breathe life into them, and I want to help them to become the most successful as possible. That's a beautiful goal. That's a respectable goal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And if you put every foot forward to actually do that, your kids are going to come out fucking amazing. They're going to come out as great kids, unless shit kind of just hit the fan on some real crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas just like, no, fuck it. I rather do hood rat shit with my friends. Fuck it, we all. And then, you know, there's only so much that you can do. But for the most part, if you instill the right things into them early on, you can, you know, raise great kids. And I respect that. But you don't need to do that when you're fucking 16. What the fuck is two more years? Wait till you're 18 at least. Wait till you're 19, 20. What's 4 years? type shit.
And then biology says yes, society says no. The argument of biology says yes is pretty terrifying when you think about it, because it's basically saying we should ignore every rule made to protect childhood and just let kids face adulthood because their bodies are changing a bit more.
Middle schoolers should not be having they should not be having they should not be having, and shame on everyone else who is trying to normalize the idea of middle schoolers having.
Who the fuck?
Okay, because the arguments that
who the fuck normalizes that shit? Because I feel like it would have to be an adult normalizing that shit. That shit is not normalized. Who the fuck is normalizing that shit? The freak. You know, I knew when I was in middle school, there was one girl that we knew that did that shit. You know what I'm saying? But she stayed with the same dude until I think after high school, and then I think they broke up on some whatever shit. But yeah, it was kind of crazy, honestly. I do remember that, and it went around the whole school. Everyone knew that she was the first one. You know what I'm saying? That he was the first one also, type shit. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple of other people like summer before high school type shit, but it was kind of like few and far between, honestly. It wasn't really like normalized. If it's happening like consistently now, that's a big problem, honestly. But type shit.
Keep seeing well, you hit puberty at this time, your body does this, you're da-da-da-da. Just because your body is ready to do something does not.
And then also you're way more likely to get pregnant because you don't know, how the body works, in middle school. You don't know that this equals this, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of terrible plays because you don't know what not to do in order to not get pregnant, you know what I mean? So it's pretty fucked. It's pretty fucked. This should not be happening. And whoever is actively normalizing it as a fucking adult, jail time, nigga. Turn your shit off, my nigga. Just log off, go to jail, clock yourself in, be like, bruh, I think I'm just, a weird ass motherfucker. Just lock me up, bro. Put me in jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should do.
Your mind is. Like, it's quite literally that simple.
So now the society says no crowd on TikTok is speaking out, and they aren't being quiet about it.
Why is this girl trying to argue me down about why 14 is too young to have kids? When I was 14, I was on my trampoline trying to figure out how to do a backflip without breaking my neck.
You think I'm gonna respect you and give you empathy because you got cracked when you were 15? I don't care who's the parent. You can be my closest friend and you're a parent? Get the out of my face with that. You really want me to feel empathy and respect you because you cracked without a condom?
And while we have one side saying teen pregnancy is nothing to be proud about, while also noting that we should go back to shaming it.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but we need to bring back shaming teen pregnancy. We need to start doing what our parents did and start demonizing it.
There's the other side with a bit more sympathy.
I've seen a lot of videos of teens and young women talking about how they got pregnant as a teen, and all the comments are always just hating on them, like, oh, you did this to yourself, this is not a flex, how do you think people are gonna react to this? You don't want them to be a teen mom because it's hard, and you don't want them to be promoting teen motherhood because it's difficult, and that would be difficult for other people. So what is your solution? To make it more difficult for them to live as a person.
The argument here is that the mistake already happened, so piling on the hate and shaming them into a corner isn't actually helping. But that's exactly where the two sides are starting to clash, because where one person sees support, the other person sees encouragement, and that's how we ended up in this non-stop loop.
I came across this video on Instagram of this girl talking about how she got pregnant at 14, she got pregnant at 16, and now she's pregnant again at 19, and how her parents don't help her take care of the baby, so she gotta get up and do it herself.
So I got pregnant at 14, 16, and 19, which means I have a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and I'm pregnant. My parents don't take care of my kids for me, which means I have to get up and do it. So let's go.
And all I commented was, oh. Was I judging? Absolutely, because teen pregnancy should not be normalized, especially at 14, and doing it again at 16, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that comes down to a parent skill issue as well, because if your child thinks that you're going to take care of their child and they don't need to even take care of their child, chances are they're gonna shoot out more children. Why? Because there's no consequences behind their actions. You should have made her take care of her first fucking kid. No, we're not watching that motherfucker. Figure that shit the fuck out. You watch that motherfucker. Of course, if you're going to school and shit like that, like, okay, we'll watch him while you at school. After that, take your fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? And your baby daddies. Y'all need to figure that shit out. And that's what's going to push them to not have more children. You know what I'm saying? But type shit.
Crazy. Tell me why they mad at me. Why are you mad at me? Because I don't like promoting fucking teen pregnancy. What? Y'all are fucking weirdos.
And this loop goes so much more deeper than you think. Remember earlier when I said the conversation around who is having babies is being questioned more.
And kids are also like, when you're a kid, your brain isn't fully developed. You're more entitled. So she is that video of that girl that has fucking 3 babies on, or 2 babies and 1 on the way. She feels entitled to her parents taking care of her kids for her. And that's because her brain isn't fully developed. She's not quite all there yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. It is what it is. So it's kind of like, you have to show kids that, you know, their actions have consequences. And I know she was trying to help, like, you probably trying to help your kids and be like, no, it's okay. We'll take care of them like it's ours. Okay, type shit. Let me shoot out 3 more. Fuck it, we ball. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And it's natural. It's just kids are more entitled. That's why, don't come in my room, mom. Like, this ain't your room, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't here, Timmy, you would be on the side of the street, nigga. Fuck is you talking about your room? This ain't your room. This is my house, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? But you want kids to have a little bit of, you know, feel like they own something, and so that they can feel like, you know, more adult-like and get out of that child place. So you kind of let certain shit slide and, you know, give them their own responsibilities and so on and so forth. It's all bullshit. But you still got to give it to them to a certain extent just so that they can, you know, grow as a human being. But however, in those type of scenarios, you got to really give them, you know, that responsibility. Fucking. But anyway.
And more. And then after I said that, we watched this.
But the problem is teens and young adults. From ages 15 to 19, the fertility rate is down 7%, meaning we're telling people that are young not to have babies, to wait till they're in a more stable life situation, till they're more financially secure. Maybe they haven't found the right partner.
I'm sorry, I didn't know less 15-year-olds having kids would be a problem, especially when you take into the fact that 15-year-olds are kids.
So are you saying that we want more teenage pregnancies? We want more kids that women can't take care of? Because that's her responsibility, and nobody told her to go ahead and have that child. But here you are talking about the birth rates are down and we need them to have more children. With whom? Slowly but surely, some of these states are rolling back the age of consent. Some of them are rolling back the age that a child can get married. It is all by design.
Here's the thing. When we look at the decline in birth rates from grown women who are opting out, it starts to look like society is trying to fill that gap.
As more and more grown women decide to opt out of motherhood, you're going to see the same group of people that preach modesty among women tell you that teen pregnancy is a good thing and that we should encourage that to maintain the birth rate.
One thing I'm not too sure about is the preaching modesty to preaching teen pregnancy pipeline. I see where she's trying to get at, but vouching for modesty, vouching for teen pregnancy, I don't know how we got there. But in terms of society and the overall world, let's be honest. This world, this system, it needs a high birth rate to keep the world running. And from that news clip alone, as disturbing as it sounds, it seems like young girls may be in their view again, just like back in the day. Y'all, I swear, after researching and scripting for this video, my brain is fried, but not in a bad way. Like, I'm fine. It's more so fried in a way of I've fallen down such a deep rabbit hole because tapping into the young adult to the teenage pipeline, and then how social media is trying to normalize teen pregnancy, and then there's the other side that's shaming it. I learned a lot, and my brain is so big right now. But I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. Thank you for tuning into the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed.
Yes, sir, ski. Shit. I don't think teens should be having kids. I feel like you should have kids. If you guys ask me a good age to have children, I feel like in relationships, the men are usually a little older than the women. I feel like the best age for a dude to have kids is probably like 30, 31, 32. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like the best time for a woman to have children is like 27, 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the age range that is kind of perfect for men and women. And, you know, you can move it. I feel like if it gets moved, it should be moved further to the older side. You know, it can touch a little younger, but I feel like for the most part, that's kind of the ideal in my head, at least. But yeah, Honestly, like, I feel like teen pregnancy, and right now, it's not on purpose. Like, you can try to normalize it all that you want. You did not get pregnant on purpose because you wouldn't have done that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you just might have decided to keep it and shit, but you want a cookie? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of just one of those things that it shouldn't be happening, bro. It shouldn't be happening. And it's getting normalized by the richer group because they need more fucking worker bees. You know what I'm saying? You need more fucking pawns to die when you need them to die. You feel me? You can't play a good game of chess, you don't got no pawn. You know what I mean? Fuck, somebody gotta go throw their life away. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the rich want more pawns so that they can work them like fucking slaves, because like I said earlier, if there's less people, there's more demand for workers, and you have to pay each person more. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they want to keep paying motherfuckers less and getting more out of them. And we're going to hit a point where there's going to be another boom because, you know, pay is going to start going up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to probably be a little easier to buy a house, so on and so forth. And then we're about to have a fucking another boomers. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of high school, I could buy a house. I could do all of this, whatever. We straight. If, you know, the evil ass corporations, you know what I mean, don't fucking buy all the homes by that point. And now you just gotta go rent out one of their homes. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more homes left, nigga. They done bought everything. They done bought the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, whole lot of yap. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if nobody told you today, I love you. Peace.